Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of this important legislation offered by my good friend from Indiana. For more than 2 years now, my colleagues and I have led a family discussion across this country about our debt and deficits. Our current national debt stands at over $16.5 trillion and increases by $4 billion per day. We have $100 trillion, Mr. Speaker, in unfunded promises coming down the pike. But many Americans, including some members of this distinguished body, fail to understand is that these numbers have consequences. Our debt and deficits are not simply a series of numbers. They are a reflection of our morality as a people. And what our debt and deficits reveal is that for the first time in the history of this country, this generation is preparing to leave the next worse off. And all we seem to be able to talk about, at least on one side of this body, is how many times something was introduced last year versus this year, and somehow expecting a difference. Einstein had something to say about repeating something and expecting a different result. Would anyone in this room be able to stand here and argue that this choice, leaving the next generation worse off, is morally correct? Of course not. The out-of-control spending coming from Washington will have a devastating impact on future generations, our children and our grandchildren. I recently received a letter from a Boy Scout in my district by the name of Michael Crane, who said he is, quote, concerned and disappointed in the job Congress has been doing in the handling of the budget, unquote. Unfortunately, Michael does not have a voice in this conversation. He is too young to vote, and of course his children that he will one day have no voice, yet they will be paying this bill. That's why I support Luke Messer's bill to continue this conversation with the American people by simply saying to those of us who are taxpayers what we bear in terms of the cost for the government that we now have, as inefficient and ineffective as it is. And I yield back.